we can truly begin. It is the third day of Western here on Sunseris. The weather here in Topax, the city of glass, is a cool winter's day. Snow cascading atop the crashing waves that hit the rocky edges of the city. As adults and children come in and out of the Tower of Purity, it's not long as we find ourselves not in the company of any of these plain folk, but rather the four of you. Under the request of Vistirion de Mouvier, you all were hired to meet with him for a lucrative job opportunity. It was brought to each of your attentions that de Mouvier had found an artifact that, according to him, does not belong from this realm. For this, he has hired you to protect this artifact in taking it towards Castle Yrden, a rather long journey by any accounts. But considering Vistirion is the leader of Topax, the pay will be far more worth the effort. As you all stand towards the front gates of the Tower of Purity, I would like to ask, introduce yourselves, as this may be the first time your paths have crossed.
My character is Gunther. You see a rather tall but disheveled looking man in threadbare and patchwork clothing. It looks like the remnants of a uniform of some kind. He appears to be wheezing with every breath, and you can see that his chest, appears to glow orange a little bit each time he takes in a shuddering breath or lets out a cough. You can see that his face and various parts of his body are marred by these strange black protrusions popping out of him. They don't seem to be anything like a plague or biological. They look like some sort of strange hard growth. But he is going to take out a roll of paper and open a bag at his side and start to slowly pour out some tobacco into the roll and begin rolling a cigarette. He'll turn towards whoever is nearest to him and ask, do you smoke?
Oh yeah, I guess I'll take one.
Go ahead.
Been a good bit since I had myself there's a cigarette. And there's this let me get to his description. And you see like a shorter-ish elf with black hair. He looks like someone who has like a cold. Like he's definitely sick. He has green eyes, and he's in this travel attire rather than just plain armor. And as he takes a cigarette and like inhales, you can hear a wheezing from his lungs.
I can understand respiratory issues.
Yeah, kind of sucks.
I'm going to gesture towards the pouch as I begin rolling another cigarette. Well, with these, part and parcel.
My character she's in robes from head to toe. You can only see bits like her arm and bits of her face. Her eyes are miscolored, but she makes sure that the top of her robe stays fully covered so that no part of her shows. And she just looks at the two smoking, and she just kind of scoffs a little And she goes, well, I wouldn't be partaking in any of that.
In a tabaxi, and somewhat a fairly tall one for a very tall one for their kind, standing about 6 feet tall, with black fur and with like white spots every now and with bits of white every few spot and every. Sorry, I have a speech impediment. With bits of white every here and there, with a strange mix of like fine clothing and like patchwork. It seems seemingly just whatever he could throw on. Well, who has, for the most part, been keeping to himself up until now. Was sort of trying to. It is not exactly kind to turn your nose at someone on the street like that.
Well, just where I come from, it wouldn't be very best for that. I wouldn't do it to my body, but it's. I guess it's up to.
I think our current lifestyles, I'm gonna say, gesturing at our patchwork and threadbare clothing, are gonna do worse for our health than any of these. My cough is from an unrelated condition.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
I mean, I'm not gonna pressure you to take any. These are good blends. I'm happy to keep them to myself.
I would be fine, thank you.
Yeah, I think it's for the best that I don't have any right now.
Each their own.
As you are conversing with potential partners in this joint mission for the first time, you eventually hear the sound of heels clacking on stone floor and snow as you see a pale female, clearly elven in nature, with blonde hair and a very professional looking dress. She has stern eyes and she has a clipboard with her and glasses. As she takes them off for a moment to look at the four of you, and looking back at her clipboard, she smiles. Alright, I am looking for a Gunther.
Present.
Iskandr.
That is me.
A Kaelen.
I'm here.
And a Valorie.
Here.
Perfect. Mr. Mouvier will see you very shortly. Please follow me. And I
I'm gonna take a long drag to finish off the last of my. I'm gonna take a long drag to finish off the rest of my cigarette before we go inside.
You enter into this massive tower of glass, but it isn't glass. It just looks like glass. Some of you would hear of this word before, but Gunther, give me a history check.
All right, let's see. History. Nat 1, baby. First roll of the campaign. Let's fucking go.
You have no idea what the material of this tower could be made of, but it definitely looks unknown to you. Unknown.
It's
to
not
all.
stone. It's not brick. It's not wood. But eventually, I think I could find a way.
But you enter this tower, and you see thousands of people going through this tower. There are many floors and different sections. It's almost like the world's biggest mall, where you can see countless balconies and houses even, as a center platform sits in the middle of this tower, and you notice this platform is slightly levitating over the ground as Miss Blanchette starts to walk you towards this platform.
Okay, I'll follow along.
As go Iskandr.
Valorie will follow as well.
Fancy.
You all follow.
She stops right before she steps on the platform, and she turns to the rest of you. I do hope you do not mind me saying this, but Mr. de Mouvier has been in dire circumstances. So do approach this matter with a bit of tact. I would request of you.
I get you, but I understand completely. People in good circumstances usually don't pay this well.
She nods as she starts to step on the platform, and the platform is rather large. You would wager it could fit about 10 people at a time. As she makes way, you are free to step on the platform.
Follow along.
Valorie steps on the platform.
So will Iskandr.
Kaelen will follow.
As all of you now stand on this platform, you watch as some of the stone on the top of the platform that looked like decoration, it starts to move and rise as this almost stone railing in a circle start to form around this platform, most likely to help with keeping you from falling out. And the platform begins to rise. You are taken 100, 200, 300, 400 feet as it almost seems like every minute you're rising higher and higher. And very soon you are so high you can barely see where you began, at the foot of this tower. You all eventually reach the top floor. As the platform comes to a halt, the stone railing begins to almost make a doorway as who you would assume to be a secretary of sorts. She exits out and with a gesture to move forward, she essentially instructs you to leave the platform.
I'll continue following. I have no idea how to find my way through this place.
Yeah, Valorie will follow along.
Out of curiosity, has Iskandr been here?
I would say yes. Never this high up, though.
Oh, okay.
I
in
would
that
say
case.
Iskandr would be more familiar with the earlier floors of this tower. But the floor you are on, as you exit out of the platform, all around you is the same material that the tower is made out of, but within the walls of this tower, you see buildings here and there, made of different materials: steel, iron, wood, and in front of you is a rather beautiful looking, almost like an office has been made, with ornate wood patterns and carving, as the secretary starts to lead you down towards the front door of this office, and she sighs deeply for a moment, as if she's almost hesitant, before she opens the door. Mr. de Mouvier? They are ready. And you hear a voice that only one of you would recognize. Iskandr, you've heard this voice before. Let them in. And she opens the door, moves out of the way, and allows the four of you to enter Visterian's office.
Head on in. Let's see.
Iskandr will stride in.
Valorie steps in and just kind of like holds herself high.
And figure out who this Bella is.
You enter in, and you are met with a very, very well-kept office. You see a whole map of Sunseris, but also several other maps of what seem to be underground tunnels. You see a half-finished globe, as the desk, the large desk you see before you, just behind it sits a rather expensive-looking brown leather chair. It is faced away from you, but you can clearly see that a man sits away from you and eventually begins to turn as you see Visterian Mouvier for the first time. I would like to ask, are any of you familiar with changelings?
Probably not.
This
Not that I know of.
Not that not that Valorie would know of.
how common are they here?
For you, specifically for you, Iskandr, you would know that changelings are more common here due to Feltorin's inherent connection with the Feywild.
Yeah, in that case, Iskandr would be like, I would probably know a few of them.
You see this changeling man with silver and gray hair. He is dressed very opulently, but with a expression on his face that, before seeing you, was clearly one of distress. But eventually his expression changes upon seeing each of you. I assume you must be the four who took up my commission.
Yes, that is us.
So it would seem.
My surprise, looking into the group.
Well, that is good news. Good news. Well, I shouldn't waste any time. He stands up from the chair before going towards a smaller desk on the left side of the office. And you see a small box that has clearly been covered with some sort of red silk. As he takes it very gently and he brings it over to his front desk. And with a quick motion, the silk reveals a glass case. Sitting in the middle of this case is a strange stone butterfly. It's unlike anything you've ever seen. It is black, and the wings are tipped with gold. You can clearly see something etched in the stone. I want all of you to roll a perception check.
Alright.
Oh, wait, I probably shouldn't be rolling on D&D.
13.
Yeah, I'll use roll
I got
card.
a solid 10.
Oh, actually, yeah. I got a 14.
And Val? 17, okay. So all of you would notice as it hits the light a bit strangely. You clearly see etched in the stone a word none of you recognize. And that word is Sprigonia. A curious thing, this little curio of mine. I happened to find it during one of my excursions. I was with a research team over in the Turanian desert, and we stumbled upon this. It was sitting on a pedestal by one of the oases. And it's strange. This material is unlike anything I've seen before.
Yeah. I mean, can I do an Arcana check?
For what exactly?
He said it's a material unlike anything he's ever. I don't know, just to see if I could find anything with my experiences that could have some insight. I know it's a long shot, but
I would say go ahead.
yeah. 21.
21. You aren't 100% sure. But the material this butterfly seems to be made out of, it almost reminds you of obsidian, but much, much sturdier. And it does not have that sheen that obsidian has. It's almost Vanta black in nature. If it weren't for the light, you most likely would not have seen the name.
Huh. I wonder if it flakes like obsidian. Not that I'm gonna test it on the butterfly, but I'll mention as much and say I'm sure you probably picked up on it, but it's kind of like volcanic glass or some magically treated version of it. Not any kind I've seen before.
That is an interesting theory. Although, according to my researchers, there aren't any volcanic activity here in Feltorin. Which makes the make of this thing all the more curious. But it's for that same reason that I would rather keep it in a safe place. And according to the commission, I want you all to take this to Castle Iridan. There, you will meet with the king. King Meltane will gladly take this and put it safely in his vault. You need not worry about commuting with him. I've already communicated with him in the hours prior.
I'm not really good at the whole talking thing anyway.
Oh, I am. I work with kids on occasion.
Kids, monarchs, same difference, right?
I don't like how you, and I don't like that comparison now. I take it back.
I mean, both of them kind of think the world revolves around them. I think it could work.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty solid comparison.
Please do not make that comparison what we are and what we are there.
Hey, I already said I'm not good at talking.
You see for a moment a smirk on Visterian's face before it quickly fades back to that serious demeanor that he had before. Now the travel to Castle Iridan is long, so I've made contact with a friend of mine, Madame Dumont. She runs the House of Glass, and beneath the House of Glass is the teleportation room. And through one of those portals, you should be able to get to Castle Iridan in no more than 10 minutes.
Oh.
He takes the glass and he covers it back again with the silk, and he presents it. Who will be the one to carry it?
I could. I am an antiquarian, so dealing with these kinds of things is kind of my job.
Perfect.
If you don't mind me, he just kind of reaches for it.
He hands it to you. As it enters your grasp, though, it is a little bit heavier than you would expect. Not too heavy, but it still surprises you.
Goodness. Curiously, he seems kind of speechless as he kind of tries to give it a closer look, as if he's trying to gauge what it's made out of.
I would say, what check would that be? I would say roll me general intelligence check.
Okay. A 4. Nat 1.
You have no idea.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
Unfortunate.
Due to the surprising weight, even if you could pinpoint down something similar, it wouldn't be a satisfactory answer. But as Visterion looks to the four of you, he goes back to his desk. Now, as mentioned, I will be paying you all very handsomely for completing this. But to start off with, I do want to give you at least something, just in case you need any supplies should anything arise in your journey. He goes towards the back of his desk and he pulls out from one of the drawers 4 bags of gold. And they look pretty hefty.
Now that's what I call an onboarding package.
He gives each of you this gold pouch. And in each of these gold pouches is 150 gold for each of you. So you can go ahead and add that to your inventory. Now, I do not want to hasten this, but I do need to tend to my wife very soon. She is with child. Madame Dumont.
Congratulations.
Madame Dumont's House of Glass is located in the second quarter of Topax, due east of here. It should not take you more than an hour to get there. Do be safe. And as the four of you exit his office, you notice that the secretary that escorted you is no longer there, most likely busy with some other matter. And eventually you take the platform down and are able to leave the Tower of Purity with a location and with gold.
Val just sat outside and looked around because it's an area that she is not familiar with in the slightest.
As you're looking around, I want you to make a perception check for me.
Mm-hmm. 20.
20. You almost have a sixth sense. As you look around and out of the corner of your eye, you almost hone into it. You see a very small shrine to Ithadel. It sits between a church and a small shop.
Valorie would be very interested in going over to this, just to offer up an offering of just gratitude.
You are able to do so, as the statue is clearly of Ithadel. It is cross-legged with this face that only the mouth shows. No eyes or mouth, just an empty, almost just, you can see through it to the back of the stone. There is just a general head shape with the mouth and nose. Half of the nose, but it sits there, and you offer a prayer to the shrine.
I will go ahead and to the other two that are there. I'll pass each of them one of the small healing potions I got, and say, "Here, you might want to hang on to these for the road. People are coming after this thing. It might be good in a pinch. I don't exactly stick around when the fighting gets bad. I mean, I help, just from a distance, you know."
Oh, thank you.
Well, I appreciate this. How much do I owe you for it?
Nah, it's fine. I'd rather we just try and keep each other alive.
That is something I am rather good at. Though I am a sorcerer, I can heal a little, kind of. I'd call it healing.
I can patch myself up, but I've not tried using it on other people, so who knows if it works.
Val,
sorry, I would...
from the shrine.
Yes, I have, by this point.
I'm gonna smack my hand into my fist after. Sorry, do your thing. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's okay. That's all I wanted.
Okay, I was gonna say, one more thing before we head out. Is there a herbalist shop nearby? I need to get a few more leaves before we head out.
I could do that, I think.
And I'm just gonna ask the DM how much, like, a sack of a few different tobacco blends might be.
I too will ask how much.
How high end do you want it?
That's the question of what they got, because for him, yes, but also what's within his budget.
Okay.
I'm willing to spend up to 20 gold on tobacco.
Well, the least expensive one you could get would be around 40 gold.
Ooh, damn, never mind. I'm just gonna get that one then. Fuck it. Armor,
like,
protection,
mid-tier?
weapons.
40's kind of expensive, probably shitty.
Dude, I have a habit and I must enable it, okay? I'm gonna.
Oh no, I'm talking for myself. 40's kind of low, or it's probably gonna be shitty tobacco. Like, is there a good mid tier? How much is it?
If you're looking for mid tier, it would be 60 gold.
Okay, yeah, I'll put down 60 gold for some tobacco, for some decent tobacco.
Okay. So you do this. And you
Nice.
with some of that good shit.
All right, and then do they have matches there, or
The matches are free with the tobacco.
Excellent. Can we just assume like one of the little 10 packs or something?
Yes.
Okay. I will keep track of my matches, because going forward I might not just use them for cigarettes.
Also, not for nothing, you have a sorcerer. You have
That's fine.
You have the sorcerer. So
we do in fact have.
La-dee-da, not all of us can conjure fire from our fingertips, Mr. Arcanically Gifted.
That is my whole thing. I'm sorry.
It's not. I appreciate it.
That was funny.
I believe with that, are you all well equipped and prepared to head east?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Ready as I'm prepared.
As you enter the second district. When you enter the second district, however, you are met with the smell of just the most amazing fresh bread you have ever smelled in your life. You are coming upon a tavern. It is a very small tavern of no renown, but it's one of those taverns where they have an open window right next to the door, so you can just smell the food coming from there. But that's not what's noticeable about this tavern, as in front of it, you see a group of 4 children. 2 of them are holding strange wolf pelts, the mouths of which are acting as a hood. And they seem to be discussing some sort of game. And you start to notice that they are putting gold into a single pouch. As 2 of them begin to put on the wolf pelts.
Okay. Odd choice of recreational activities around here.
Iskandr,
Yeah, the kids don't act like this at the swamp.
I would say you would be the most familiar with this. They seem to be playing a game known as Werewolf.
Okay.
Does it work the way I think it works? Is it like the
to put it in the simplest terms, it's essentially tag with stakes, the stakes being gold.
Oh, okay.
Neat.
Oh,
Any of you?
All the time.
Any of you?
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if any of you knew what it was, but apparently you do.
Oh, it's basically just what's the common word? Tag, yes. He will go up to the children as they are about to start, and go. Don't do me a favor. Don't get too riled up in this game. Me and my friends, when we were little, we caused all sorts of problems. As he'll sort of lean down and drop a few coins, and I drop 10 coins in the bag.
The one that turns to you first is a tabaxi child. He is obviously one of the ones who is wearing the wolf pelt, but you notice that he has very similar fur to you in one eye. The other eye clearly having been damaged in some way. But he looks to you. Oh, thank you.
And he sort of reaches down and sort of pats their head, sort of ruffling their fur. Don't worry about it, little one. Just enjoy your day.
As you're attempting to walk away, though, you feel a tug on your tail.
Yep. Turn around.
You turn around and you see another one of the children, and you see a tiefling with white hair, but very similar horns to Val. As she looks up at you, I know my mother says to not speak to strangers, but the boys are really good at this game. Would you mind helping me?
Iskandr will glance around for a moment, hoping for someone that looks vaguely like this kid to be around, so that he doesn't look weird talking to a random kid. But I assume there isn't anyone around like that. He's just
you would assume that their parents are most likely in the tavern or nearby, but not anywhere you can see at the moment.
Gotcha. In what way do you suggest this one?
Oh, I was just going to ask you if you could be on my team. I'm playing with Marco, and she points over to an ASMR child with very, very small wings and deep black hair.
I'm just a little intrigued.
I completely forgot. My name is Verushka.
Oh, that's a wonderful name, Verushka. I am Iskandr. You might meet me one day if you work really hard in school. Because that's where I work. And with that, he'll stand up, pat the kid on the head before turning to the group. Now, we have adult, and we have some very important adult business to go to.
Oh, like what?
We need to go see the king, actually.
All of the children gasp loudly.
But it's something kind of quiet. And it's a secret between me, my friends, and you, and all of your friends.
So for someone who works with children so well, you really don't get how they operate.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You see the oh, my brain. You see the fourth
Let's get moving.
the fourth child clearly is a Dhampir with a purple cape, and he is also wearing one of the wolf pelts, but he looks at you before you're attempting to leave. Is the king cool? I hear stories that he's cool.
You know what? If I see you again, I'll tell you exactly how cool he is after I meet him.
Yes. Hey, that's not
But
fair.
only I'll tell you all how cool he is. But and I know what, I'll tell whoever doesn't tell anyone, and I will know.
Do you want to make a pinky promise?
I would love to make a pinky promise.
And with the ultimate seal of the pinky promise, the secret is sealed between you and these 4 children as they begin to go play werewolf.
Hey, Gunther, you want a premium cigarette?
I would really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, you can have one of these.
Thank
It's
you.
for that one you gave me earlier.
I will definitely take a nicer cigarette than the kind I bought. Let's see.
I would say as you begin to walk away, you hear what sounds like the sound of a door breaking. And it's coming from behind you, from where the tavern was. And what follows is the sound of the children crying as you see a hooded figure rush in the same direction that you're going. And clearly they're holding what seems to be several pouches of gold.
Oh. Let's see.
Can I try to grapple him?
Go ahead.
So I really made strength my dump stat. I got a 14.
Okay. Very, very easily, you are able to essentially tackle this hooded figure, and grapple them. It's like, God damn it!
Do not swear around the children. What the fuck is wrong with you?
What, a guy can't make a
Yeah.
living?
I believe you
sure.
got something that don't belong to you.
Yeah, don't you know it's candy you're supposed to steal from babies?
Fine.
I would like to. I would like to remove the pouches from his possession and check for the gold, for the coins inside, before passing it back to the kids.
Yeah, you are able to get the pouches off of him. He had 3 pouches on him. One had the 30 gold, originally 20 from the children's pouch. The other 2 though had 120 gold, most likely stolen from the tavern.
Well, we better bring that back inside.
Yeah, we'll bring him back inside too.
Let's see. I've got some rope in my pouch. If anyone wants to help secure him.
I don't believe
I'll put,
that necessary.
Aiden will put a dagger to his throat and be like, just follow us, buddy.
I mean, yeah, it works too.
You do not hold someone at knife point in the middle of the street. He'll sort of grab the man, and he'll sort of grab the arm with the knife and try to. He won't straight up push his arm down, but he'll like. If he gives any resistance, he'll like let go. But like he'll.
I mean, we're not saying we're gonna slice him. We're just gonna keep him from hurting anyone else. Yeah.
I will
We're holding
repeat
him
my
accountable
previous
for his
statement.
actions.
Do not hold a man at knife point in the middle of the street.
Given what just happened and that we're leading him back into the tavern.
The man stole the coin. He was not, and he was not planning to take a life. Do not threaten to take his. It is very simple.
All right. I got this. Kaelen will drop his dagger. Like, look, we're in public, so I can't hold my knife to your throat. But if you fucking run, I swear to God, all of them, I'll fucking stab you where you are.
That's.
I'm just gonna gesture to the quiver I've got with me, and I'm gonna say, I don't need to be near you to fell you, man.
Val just kind of looks at this man and looks at everyone and just kind of... And she says, I don't know if violence is the best option right now, especially if this person could be of use to us later.
He's a shitty thief. How is he going to be of use to us?
I mean, to be fair...
He could know things about the town that we don't. Especially this district.
I just... We take a step back. We have taken the gold back. This man...
He robbed from children. I mean, it's one thing. Yeah, it's one thing to get some. It's one thing to steal food from a tavern. It's another to steal the gold from it and the children playing outside.
Fine. Look, if you need a quick shortcut or something, I can give that to you. Just.
Ooh. Now you're speaking my language. Practicality.
Don't bring me back to the tavern. He looks very defeated as he's clearly surrounded by you.
All right, I'm gonna pass off the sack of gold to one of my companions to take inside. Whoever wants to deliver back to the tavern their share.
I will bring it back. Help sort of reach for it.
Alright, so I'll let him do that while we keep an eye on our new acquaintance and tour guide.
Alright. Iskandr, you are able to return all of the stolen bags of gold, pouches of gold to the tavern. And you immediately get recognized by the children, who they were indeed crying as their gold was stolen. But the moment you come back in, the tiefling girl who you casted guidance on, she smiles. Look, it's him. He brought it back. Thank you, mister.
Don't you worry about it. And he'll hand her the gold.
As you are also able to give back the gold to the proprietress of this establishment, and she thanks you, of course. Thanks for getting this back. I didn't even know we had those thugs lying around here. Here, for your troubles. And she gives you 15 gold pieces.
Oh, thank you.
And you are able to go back to the rest of your party. Just tell me where you need to go, and...
Alright, and I'll repeat exactly to the House of Glass. I'll repeat exactly. What was her name once more? I need to write this down.
Madame Dumont.
Madame Dumont. I'll say we're heading to Madame Dumont's. Snoots.
Alright, Madame Dumont. And, for the sake of brevity, he tells you that the quickest way to get to the House of Glass would be through several alleyways, just 10 minutes away from where you guys are standing. And if you go through these alleyways, as long as you're seen with him, you won't be noticed by any of the shadier folk here in the 2nd District. But it will expedite your travel by about 20 minutes or so.
Alright. I'll turn towards the rest of the party. You guys willing to take this route?
I don't
No, I mean, I did just kind of threaten his life, so I don't know if he's really going to help us out or try to stab us in the back and take our gold. Shit, if he's willing to steal from Fielding, what will he do to us?
I mean, so then...
You,
and
if he were capable of being violent, he would have done so by now. So let's worry.
There's 4 of us and one of him.
I was gonna say...
There'll be a lot more of him and only 4 of us.
I was gonna say, we could... Yeah, let's see. Now you can go ahead.
Based on what was told of us, it seems like this is of high priority. It would be best for us to do this in a timely manner.
I agree that time is of the essence.
So let us go.
Yeah. I'll do can I do an insight check on him to see if I think he's being truthful?
Go ahead. As
My whopping +1. That's a solid 5. I trust him with my life.
you do. As he leads you down these alleyways, and Iskandr, you've clearly never been in these alleyways before, but they are a bit cramped, but they do indeed expedite your travel to the House of Glass by a sizable amount. The entire time the thief is sweating, he's clearly not used to being caught. And for that reason, he's being very cautious and truthful. As eventually you make it to the last alleyway, and you can see as he points towards a very beautiful looking building. It seems to be made out of the same material as the Tower of Purity, but it also has other elements to it. It has elements that are mostly metal in nature, and a wooden door frame, very ornate, with a sign hanging on the door that says Madame Dumont's House of Glass. Well, she's right over there. Now, can you let me go?
Can you pick your targets better?
Yes.
Alright. Good enough for me. Deal's a deal.
I do apologize for them. They seem unnecessarily violent.
I haven't held a single weapon to the man.
You did so threaten to hurt him.
You
He was stealing from kids, to be fair.
you let him go, and he eventually makes his way, trying to not be seen by anyone else. And before you know it, he disappears into another alleyway, and you don't see him again.
Alright. Well, I'll go to the House of Glass and give it a,
A good knocker.
Yeah, shave and a haircut.
You knock on the door, and you eventually hear the door unlock as it opens slightly, and you see a woman that I believe not even you, Iskandr, would be familiar with. She is tall and figuresque. She holds a staff and a pipe in either hand. The pipe clearly lit, blonde, short hair, and she looks at you with icy blue eyes. Oh. You must be the mercenaries that Vestirian sent over. You're here earlier than expected.
Right. I'll say, well, I heard that if we don't deliver within 30 minutes, it's free. But
Do come in. And she allows you all to enter the House of Glass.
Nice place you got here.
The interior of this is incredibly expensive. The wood here is of the purest kind, and there is clearly a fireplace lit on one other end of a room, a stairwell that goes to a second floor, and a door to the side next to the kitchen that most likely leads to the basement. Did anyone else hear a cat?
yeah.
I did indeed hear it.
Okay, that was weird.
Thought it was one of mine, but nah.
I thought it was one of mine too. Anyway, I only have one. Madame Dumont looks at the four of you. Well, are you all ready?
As everybody, I suppose.
Then do follow me. She makes her way past the kitchen, allowing you to follow her, and she opens the basement. Down here is the portal room. You will be able to enter a green portal, and once you go in, you'll be no more than 10 minutes away from Castle Iridium.
Brown asks Madame Dumont, is there anything we should be worried about with teleportation travel?
Well, it really depends. Teleportation is very sticky magic. If you're not too familiar with it, it could go sour for you. Though, for the best, I would just say, make sure not to cast any spells or, God forbid, say the wrong thing before you enter a teleportation circle.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
I had a cousin said he once pissed himself when he was teleporting. But he lies a lot, so he can't believe him.
They really noted.
Madame Dumont just looks at you, Kaelen, and she is... You get the sense that she isn't a woman to be shocked into silence, and yet she is. Oh my god. Just make
not good. There's openly laughing.
Oh my gosh. You all eventually make it to the portal room under the House of Glass. And in this portal room, you see several different portals and teleportation circles, each with their own distinct rune carving and stone makage and color. At the center of this room is a very large azurite crystal. It's taller than all of you. Standing at almost 10 feet tall and 15 feet wide, this crystal shines up the entirety of this room, making it so that it doesn't even need any lightage from torch.
This is fancy.
Indeed.
I will continue on in.
As each of you look around in this room, you do eventually notice the green portal on the far end of the room.
All right, I think
So we just walk into the
that's our
portal and then we're
destination.
teleported there, or should it take a little bit of time? Is there a delay, or is it like instantaneous?
That is completely up to you. What you want to do before you go through the portal.
Oh, I'm ready whenever everyone else is. I don't think I've said anything mean to the portal.
Yeah, I don't think I've offended it. If so, I'm sorry, portal.
You look very glowing today.
And let's just get through this, shall we? The less words spoken, the better. Yeah,
Yes.
but he'll walk through.
I'll
Iskandr.
follow along.
As you
Kaelen
are
will follow along.
As you are the first one to step towards the portal, you feel something. As the glass case that has the stone butterfly in it, it begins to move, ever so slightly, in your hand.
Stop for a moment. And he'll look down at the artifact in his hand.
You see, sitting on the soft pillow that lines the bottom of this case, the stone butterfly with the etching. It's beginning to animate. Its wings slightly bouncing up and down.
Well, that's new.
He's
Does the rest of the party notice this?
Yes.
I can. I was
Valorie
gonna assume, but I can roll a check.
Valorie would be very interested in that.
The stone butterfly, it starts to crawl on the glass and jumps from the glass to start flying in the case before it completely shatters the glass, breaking through, and it's begun to fly within the teleportation room.
Oh gosh.
Well, that's not good.
I will try to fix this. You catch it. And he'll start to mending the and try to start grabbing the individual pieces and mending them back together.
Do you want me to try to slide of hand it to try to catch it, or?
I don't know. Try something.
Let's see. Inventory. I've got some extra common clothes, so I guess I've got an extra pair of clothes. I'm gonna attempt to catch this thing in a shirt.
Okay. Hello, Dungeon Lord J. Does a shirt have a modifier?
I assume it'd be no proficiency bonus, because I'm no proficiency netting this thing, or something, I don't know. Shitty, I don't know.
Should it be an attack roll? I think that's reasonable.
I would say make an attack roll to try and catch this thing.
I'm assuming no proficiency bonus
No
because I
pro-
don't think I'm
no-
proficient in shirt.
No proficiency bonus in shirt.
Alright, am I allowed to use my dexterity?
I would say so, yes.
Alright, let's see. That's a solid 7.
You completely miss.
Ah, no, my shirt!
The
I
shirt.
try to catch it. I also have a spare plate.
I started a trend.
I was gonna say if you rolled a 1, the shirt would have ripped. But you fail to catch this thing as it flies wildly throughout the room before it eventually flies towards the center crystal of this room, sitting on top of the azurite, just waiting.
Okay. I think we're gonna need a ladder and a much stronger butterfly net.
You can attempt to catch it another time.
Go for it.
You've had really bad rolls today.
I have really bad rolls every day.
So Kaelen, are you going to attempt to catch this stone butterfly?
Yes.
Okay. How will you go about this?
You said it was like halfway up the crystal, right?
I would say it is placed around 6 feet high in the crystal, so just slightly taller than all of you.
I guess I try to sleight of hand it, maybe? Just like grab it really fucking fast before it can fly away?
You know what? It is stationary. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Uh, 14.
14. As you're... I assume you're shorter than this thing, so you would most likely have to jump slightly to get to it.
Kaelen is 5'11".
Oh, so you wouldn't need to jump that high. You attempt to grab the stone butterfly. But the moment you do... Well, the moment you attempt to, you watch as the stone butterfly starts to meld in with the azurite crystal. Almost as if the inside of the crystal is hollow, and it goes completely through.
I'm so glad we got paid in advance.
I don't suppose you could teleport us into the crystal and get that butterfly back, could you?
What? Say, teleport into the crystal. I just said it again. We're going to teleport into the crystal and die.
That seems like a bad plan.
I just don't know, because if we return back empty-handed, there could be worse for us than whatever is happening here.
You say this, Valorie, and the room begins to shake. The center crystal starts to turn into a darker, even darker shade of blue. And you suddenly feel this wind start to whirl around this room as a vacuum starts to form from the center of this crystal, and you're all being pulled towards it.
Oh gosh.
Let's see.
Well, I guess we didn't need a teleporter after all.
Yeah, I am going to try to not get pulled in. But I don't have anything to do that except scrabbling at the floor.
Will you each do the same thing? To try and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iskandr will straight up sink his claws into the wall.
You
Yeah.
each
I've got
I'm really close. I don't think I have anything to do except for try to scratch the floor.
you each try to cling on to the floor or the wall. But Kaelen, you were the closest one to this. You didn't have a chance to hold on to the wall or the floor. As in a second, all of you see as Kaelen goes inside of the crystal and is gone.
Yeah, I guess I'm glad I got a backup.
Eventually, the suction power from this crystal starts to intensify, and Iskandr, you are no longer able to take hold on this wall as you fly towards this crystal and are also enveloped into it, leaving just Gunther and Valorie.
Is it okay for Valorie to be praying this whole time?
Absolutely.
Because this would be a moment that she would be heavily praying.
So I am going to be attempting to hold on. I'm going to. I've got my climbing kit in my bag, but I'm going to assume reaching for it would cause me to lose my grip. And also, the guy with the good tobacco went in there, so I'm personally inclined to try and help him if I wasn't so certain that going in there would lead me to die. So I'm going to continue to try and hold on for dear life. See if I can find a way to anchor myself without zooping in.
Make me a strength check as you watch Valorie as you're praying to
Second nat one. Just get nailed in the face by a rock or something.
As you're praying to Ithadel, Gunther, you are not able to hold onto the floor as you are lifted off the ground and fly straight into the crystal. Valorie, you are the only one left. Your grip is slipping. Before a moment, you see a vision. You see the mouth of your goddess. She looks down at you, and she smiles. As the power of this vacuum becomes too much for you to handle, and you too are flown into the crystal. You all don't see each other at first in this space, but you are traveling through space and through time. This place feels like everything at once. And should it not be for how short this moment feels, should you have stayed longer in this, your minds would have broken. As you could see, for just a split moment, warped realities before you begin to see something ahead of you. As if you've went through a tunnel, you see a starry sky. You are falling, and you are falling fast. But each of you can see each other.
Let's see. I do not have. Is there... Did it appear like we're falling towards anywhere where there's greenery or grassery or water or anything soft I can land in?
You all seem to be falling down towards a very lush forest.
Aim for the trees!
You are unable to see
Aim for the
past
bushes.
the canopy. However, you do notice that this place is marred by a heavy rain. The only thing you can see is a singular, shining blue moon that cascades light across the clouds.
Kaelen's not
I
very
am
religious,
going-
but he's going to start praying to whatever deity's listening at this point.
I am going to attempt to aim for the greenery, as I don't have any way of slowing my fall.
It's funny you mentioned that. As the closer and closer that each of you get, Kaelen, because you were the first to fall, your falling speed suddenly lessens. And soon, so does Iskandr's and Gunther's and Valorie's. As it's as if Featherfall has been casted on you.
Whoa.
You are finally able to see past the canopy of these large trees, and below you, you see a bed of blue roses. It looks soft enough to land on.
Kaelen's going to try landing on his feet. Yes. Yeah.
Valerie's gonna
Follow
try
along.
and like aim to that.
Dang.
As will Gunther.
Without the need of a dexterity check, thanks to this sudden featherfall, you all safely land on this bed of blue roses, one by one, as heavy rain starts to fall.
Or I haven't read it, I meant. Yeah.
One of the characters ends up dying, and that's one of the characters
Oh.
I'm called back for. It's very sad.
Oh my gosh.
My college theater group did the vagina monologues, and that was really good.
What?
Oh, I bet.
The what monologue?
Oh, we're
The vagina
talking.
monologues.
I come back to vagina.
My
monologue.
college did the vagina monologues. No,
It's a
during
feminine
the
theater show.
during our little thing, I got a callback for a thing I auditioned for yesterday. So very excited for that.
Well, I would like to ask, are all of you ready to continue? Oh my gosh.
As I
Yeah.
learned here.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay. As the potential of death for all of you has now faded, you are all standing in the middle of a large and unknown forest, standing on a bed of blue roses. The only thing you can see above you is a shining singular blue moon and the rain that comes down in a light drizzle.
So, call me paranoid, but I think I would like to try and find a semblance of civilization after getting eaten by a crystal and spat out above the sky.
You
Or
think
above the ground.
Okay.
Yes, that would
I-
best.
I okay. Roll me a perception check.
Sure.
10.
Oh my gosh, the rolls have just been.
You know what? You
Not
know
a 15.
what? Personally, and I, screw this. I'm using
Oh,
Favor of the Gods.
8. Damn.
Actually, wait, never mind. I'm not using Favor of the Gods.
What did you roll, Valerie?
I rolled 15.
15. Okay. Gunther, you look around in this clearing in the forest, but you are unable to see past the trees towards any sign of civilization. Valerie, I take it you attempt to do the same. The only things you notice are... You notice 3 things. You notice the way the air smells, and how it is both natural and earthy, but it's muffled by the smell of rain, and yet it's somehow different than from what you're used to. You notice that the bed of roses that you were standing on, all of their thorns have been cut. And you notice a third thing. You see a message in a bottle that sits just a few inches away from the bed of roses.
Well then.
Valerie would go towards that bottle. Curious.
Kaelen's
Guys,
gonna actually check one
there's-
of the glass bottles.
Yeah,
He's gonna
there's-
check and see if he still has that flower with him.
What flower?
The blood quartz spell flower. He's gonna make sure it didn't like fall out and break or anything. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You are able to see that in your glass case for this flower. It is safe. Because
Okay.
the gods know
It's actually
what would happen if that somehow got lost. The gods knew. Anyway, I will so Valerie, you pick up this bottle, and it is easy enough to uncork. I assume you're going to read it.
Yeah.
All right. This is the letter. And I would say around this time, Gunther, you realize that you're not going to see any civilization anytime soon.
Thank God we bought tobacco before we left.
Meanwhile, and Iskandr has started pacing around, very clearly freaking out as he mutters incoherently.
And then Valerie just kind of pipes up. Guys, this is quite strange. She looks a little concerned.
we just fell from the sky. I think everything's a little bit strange.
And then she repeats what's on the note. The note says, "Welcome home, my dearest guests. I expect to see you all quite soon when the moon shines blue once more." Signed, the Butterfly Queen?
Wait,
That's ominous.
Butterfly Queen. And the butterfly brought us here. Oh my god. Someone meant to drag us here. Don't explain the spellcasting, I think.
It wasn't moving when we found it. It was...
Just because I didn't say it sooner, this is my bad, guys. I'll take the blame for this. I shouldn't have slapped the butterfly.
could have caught it with my shirt. It's not a big deal.
I think
We're alive, aren't we?
I think this was planned. This is too convenient for me. So I do hate being right. About getting teleported into the crystal. Hopefully not right about the dying part.
Iskandr,
But,
as you're saying this, I would like for you specifically to roll a perception check.
Okay. That'll be a 16.
A 16. As you're saying this, you are able to look up, and you can still see the portal where you fell from, as it slowly starts to dissipate.
Fuck, anyone got a way to get up there?
I cannot fly.
Neither can I. That's distressing. Well, I say we mark this place down mentally and forge onward somewhere.
Iskandr very pensively
It's kind of
watches
like get a quick view.
and very pensively watches the thing until it closes entirely.
Kaelen's gonna get like a quick view of everything and then like pull out like a little like notepad and start drawing it or trying to like scribble it down the best he can so he can like have somewhat of a map to where they started.
Yeah, you are able to do that, as soon after a few minutes, Iskandr, you see as the portal starts to close completely. But because you are keeping your eye on it, you notice something. You notice these beams of light starting to fade from 4 directions. One to the north, one to the east, one to the west, and one to the south. As the portal completely dissipates, the only thing you see before you is the starry sky and the singular blue moon. But Iskandr, you would know. Sunseris has 2 moons.
Oh, man. What? Does anyone else remember the special thing about the butterfly?
It had Sunseris written on, or Sprigonia written on it, didn't it?
Yes.
It was supposedly from another world, of which I am dreadfully beginning to realize that we are currently in. Look up. There's only one moon.
It's not ideal.
Not ideal.
It's not good
Well,
at
we're
all.
not dead, so it's not exactly. Well, it's not exactly terrible though. You're alive. I'm alive. They're alive.
Have been thrown to any number of things.
Oh.
We could have been thrown to time, space, fucking.
The dimension of infinite dick punching. We got off pretty well, all things considered.
I could
Exactly. See.
One question is, how are we supposed to get home?
Another question. How long have we been here? Even this could be time moves differently in different places. We could be. My son could be a
Stand and discuss
man by the time I get home.
Oh, we can stand and discuss the theoreticals, or we can start walking, so maybe you can at least visit and feed him some pudding before he passes.
Iskandr just fucking.
I mean, says it's better. I mean, once told me that
too far.
it's better to be lost than be dead. Can Kaelen climb the trees around here, maybe? And see if he can find a hint of civilization in any direction?
I would say yes. You would be able to climb one of the trees. I would say for the sake of this, roll me an athletics check to see how high you get.
Okay, I do have a climbing speed. I don't know if that helps or not.
Oh, that absolutely helps. What do you mean? If you have a climbing speed, I don't even think you need to make the check. I think you just go as far as your dash, your climbing speed will allow you.
Well, it's 35 foot.
35 foot. I have a question. For Jay, can you dash while using your climbing speed?
Because you're not in combat, you can just climb and climb and climb and climb and climb and climb. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can basically, essentially hold on to the tree forever. So he can climb as high as there is a tree.
Okay. I would say then you would be able to climb up to the very top of the tree that you could get to, which is about 200 feet in the air.
Jesus fucking Christ. Remember, Kaelen's scared of heights. I don't know if he'd go up quite that high.
I would say
If he
you would
looks
be
like he's
able to
getting
go
toward me.
high enough to see something.
Okay.
As you get up this high, you aren't able to see much at first. But the moment you look to the north direction, you are able to see a massive, almost circular collection of mountains. And sitting most likely within this circle of mountains, you are able to see the very top of what looks to be a castle.
Kaelen's gonna climb down and relay what he saw to the group.
One more thing. before you
I
go
guess
down
we
there.
have a direction.
To the south, you are able to see what seems to be a portside city, and far beyond it, more civilization. You are not.
Okay, so
truly
Kaelen's not gonna
lost.
climb down immediately then.
Mhm.
He's gonna like scribble like just rough jots of what each place looks like. That way he can like have a like just see where the group wants to go together rather than him making the decision.
Right.
And then he'll climb down and like, hey guys, you guys are fussing and fighting like kids. And I found a few places. And he's going to show them the
What do we
sketches.
got?
Well, it looks like there's a castle up to the north and possibly a port city down south. And there's something beyond it, like more civilization, maybe.
I'm worried the castle is where our butterfly queen is. She's saying she's gonna come to us, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting an ominous vibe.
Abducting us
Yeah, so
from,
maybe south is the way to go.
abducting us from our
But-
homeland. What didn't to do that? Get away from her.
Well, then again, at the same time, though, we may have brought one of her little kids home or something like that. She might be grateful.
She, based off of what I'm getting from the note, she's eager to see us. Maybe she can help, especially of being possibly some status.
Well,
would
regardless,
know
I think we
how
should go
we-
south first because
She would be able to know
it's
how we could get
front of the
home.
mountains. I don't think we have the climbing equipment for mountains.
I've got.
So at least let's go get some supplies first.
I have a climbing kit, but just the one.
Also,
It also might behoove us to get the lay of the land, and I'd imagine with a port city that would open us up to traders, other people from this area. We might be able to discern more than going to an insulated community from the mountains.
If this,
Yeah, I almost joined a
butterfly-
cult once. That's not fun. Let's go south first. Let's get a map, maybe.
If this butterfly queen wanted us to head towards her, she should have said so.
there, Like, we don't know how the people act.
We don't know how the butterfly.
We don't know how she's gonna act either.
And
True.
Well,
There's nothing stopping us from doubling back to Seer. I just feel like a port tends to be a trading town, and that might open us up to more avenues of information than heading towards an insular community surrounded by mountains.
Okay.
Yeah, my meemaw used to tell me stories about castles.
I do
and
see
mountains,
what
and
you're saying.
They didn't end very.
And I think that if we find any info on this butterfly queen and that she's not a threat, I agree with you. We should seek her out at our earliest convenience.
We're just not ready to climb mountains yet either.
I just have a really bad feeling. That's all.
I mean, we're in a whole nother plane of existence. I'm not exactly feeling peachy keen.
Well, regardless of where we go, assuming it's night, I don't know how safe it is to travel right now. We might as well, like, try to set up a little temporary shelter, get some shut off, or it gets bright. That way we can head out.
sounds like it. And I would rather get a move on. I think sort of glances to most of the group. Most of us can see in the dark, and it isn't a particularly dark night. So,
give me a moment. I'm gonna. You all watch as Gunther kind of winces for a second. It's like, if we're gonna travel in the dark, and he's gonna grip his right eye socket, and he's gonna wince, and you watch as he begins pulling at his flesh, and it almost begins to kind of melt underneath him as it turns to molten slag, little rivers of molten metal running over his cheek, leaving scarred trails on his face as he opens up a hole that shines out a light. Oh my god, that stings. That makes it a little easier.
I could have just held your hand and directed you.
That was atrocious.
Are you okay?
I'm gonna take one of the rolled up cigarettes and I'm gonna press it into the slag, and then yeah.
Oh shit, you got a built-in lighter? Shit, let me get a hit off that. Kaelen's gonna try to light a cigarette off your eye.
I mean, it's up to the DM if it works. It's like, because I was literally just basing it off my thing. I wasn't trying to do it from anything mechanically, just a flavor standpoint.
It works.
Okay.
Hell yeah, we ain't gotta use some damn matches no more.
But yeah, I'm gonna cast the light cantrip. Using my face as the object.
With that, do you all proceed?
Yeah.
With Gunther leading the way, you are able to go deeper into the forest, heading south towards possibly civilization. What you all don't see as you leave the clearing is the stone black gold-tipped winged butterfly sitting on a tree as you head deeper into the forest. You walk for what feels like an hour before you eventually come upon a swamp in the forest.
Ugh.
You see that this part of the forest has a very light fog that covers the ground.
Everybody, if I was you, if you had some cloths, I'd definitely put it around your face. You don't know what the swamps, what kind of illnesses or diseases you can get from it. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience.
I'll take your word for it. But, I don't think I can exactly use a cloth at the moment.
You continue to travel through the swamp. You don't meet a large
Kaelen's holding
body
his
of
breath
water
this
to-
entire time, just to be clear.
You don't come upon a large enough body of water that worries you. And before long, you feel like you're making a bit of good headway. You hear the sound of a branch snapping. It echoes through the forest. You hear the sounds of birds flying overhead in a southeast direction. But it seemed to be nothing. As eventually you make it towards the end of this swamp. And you are met with a strangely large-looking tree. But it seems like a good place to camp. You notice the rain here is covered more from this tree's canopy than the rest.
In that case, if we've taken a moment to look around the area and deduce that it's a good spot to rest, I'm going to allow my light cantrip to... I'm going to drop concentration on the light cantrip and let my skin kind of stitch itself back together. So it looks more or less as it was before, although you can see a... what appears to be one of those hard nodules now kind of poking out under my eye. Don't worry, usually they'll fall out over time.
That is still very concerning.
See, I'll kind of flick one of the ones on my arms and it makes a little pinging
Do that
sound.
need a demonstration?
Metal.
You, sir, are the coolest motherfucker I've ever met in my daggone life.
I'll hold out a fist for him to bump.
I'll bump your fist.
I would say it is easy for you to make camp here. Though with the advent of the rain, it would be a bit difficult to keep a fire going for long.
I can take first watch. I was gonna try and work on a couple old recipes, see if I still remembered how to do it right, but I don't think it'd be wise with this much extra water diluting the ingredients.
Quick question.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the swamp, would you say it rained a shit ton?
I would say it rained way more than when you were in the Bed of Roses.
Okay, is there a way I could build like a little makeshift state or like tent or something that we could put like a fire under? Just out of like resources and habits of living in the swamp?
I would say with your knowledge of the swamp, make for me an intelligence check at advantage.
Nat 20?
Yeah. No, you're easily able to create it. And even so, I would say that you make it so well, you feel like the rain wouldn't be able to take it out.
Oh. There's your spot for your little alchemy.
From where you're under.
There we go.
I can like it.
But if you don't mind, I'll keep first watch. I don't need as much sleep as you guys do.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds ideal.
So, you, three of you, decide to camp in for the night. As Kaelen, you decide to wait things out and watch, just to see if anything strange happens. An hour passes, 2 hours, 3. But weirdly enough, you don't feel like time has really changed. Perhaps it's just the fact that you're in a completely different place than your home. But you hear something begin to stir. It's a low, guttural growl. And it seems to be coming from behind you.
I think I'm gonna take a little peek.
You look, but the only thing you see there is the tree. As it's beginning to move and expand.
Yeah, fair.
I'm gonna go back up the party. I'm just gonna go in there. Hey, you guys can get the fuck up. That fucking tree's growling and moving and get the fuck up.
What's going on?
I don't think I'm that fucking yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, y'all hear that shit? We gotta go.
Yeah.
The tree's fucking growling at us, guys.
You hastily try to get out as soon as possible, as what you see before you is a massive beast that takes the form of a tree. It's 4-legged, but it's completely covered in branches and leaves, a gaping maw, glowing yellow eyes as it looks at you hungrily. Under the light of the blue moon, heavy storm clouds surround the glowing mountains. A lone figure stands, silhouetted against the ancient towers of this castle. The figure, feminine in nature, stares down at her kingdom. Rain pouring down, it starts to subside into a light drizzle. A cold, bitter wind starts to blow from the mountains towards the air. As lightning splits the clouds overhead, casting a stark white light across her form, a golden mask covering her face. In that moment, she takes off the mask, breathing in and out from her once beautiful face. Putting back on the mask, she sighs. As she raises her hand, lightning strikes 4 towers, one to the north, one to the east, one to the west, and one to the south. With a clenched fist, she smiles, the mask smiling in turn. The towers begin to glow with a dark blue light. All 4 of them shine with brilliance as a burst of light beams forth from all of them. The beam of light coalescing high above the stormy sky. As if a second moon has formed, a portal begins to open. A twisted smile forming on the queen's masked face. She sees them, 4 figures falling through the sky. She knows why they have come and what they will do to escape. She, queen of this land, will ensure to treat them with a loving and warm embrace. After all, isn't that not what a mother is supposed to do? A strike of lightning rips through the air. A loud thunder follows as Sprigonia is now gone. Heavy rain around the castle finally begins to cease. For she must prepare. She is to have 4 new guests over for dinner very, very soon. But on the wind it carries her voice, a voice unknown to you.
Welcome to Sprigonia, my knights.
And that is where we'll end the session.